In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get started with NodeJS, which is a very hot language at the time, currently. Um, so to get going with this, I created a folder on my desktop called N Hello. You can call it whatever you want because I'm giving you my Hello World code. I have two files inside. One is called a package.json and another is called server.js, and we'll go over what they do. And I have this little setup file that's kind of my cheat sheet that I will share with you that kind of steps you through everything you need to get up and running. So I'm using brackets. You can use any editor that you use for HTML editor. And I just went to File, New, and created a package.json, and I put this in. This is kind of like your starter code for any package.json you use with Node.js. And just so you understand what this is, it kind of keeps track of the big thing here is the dependencies. Like if you share this is kind of information about what's going on, what do I need to run this app. And we'll come back to this in a moment. You don't actually technically need this file. It's really just for, it makes things easier if it's a big app that you've made and you want to be able to run it elsewhere. You can use this to look at to be able to run it. All your code is going to be in here for today. This is the server.js. We could have named this anything. I just called it server.js because we're kind of creating our own little server using Node. We're also using this dependency express, but I'll go over that in a second. So let's take a look. So to get started, you're going to need to go to this website, and you're going to want to download this. I go this one, the one that's recommended for most users. Download that. Depending on what operating system you use, you'll get prompted for that. You just download that, and then you just kind of double click on it and installs it. It's really easy. I already did it, so I'm not going to show you, but there's really nothing to show. You just kind of download that, double click on it, hit next, and it installs it, right? And once you run through that, you'll have Node and the npm, which you may or may not be familiar with, is a nice little package that helps you to install further packages. It makes your life a lot easier in doing such. So if we want to check, like I'll do this right now. I'm going to go Node -v, lets me know the version, so that's how I know it's installed. And we'll do the same thing for npm -v, and great. So as long as you get a version number back, you've done it right. And then Express, you'll probably always use this with Node. We're going to use it today as well. And I'll show you. So you don't have to do these today if you're not interested in it, but we are going to do this in a second. So let's get started. So if you created that folder on your desktop or wherever, you've downloaded, installed the Node stuff. Now we can actually, I'm just going to go to my desktop, ls to C, and I have this n hello for Node hello. So I'm going to cd n hello. So now I'm in here, and as you can see, all the things I have in here is that server.js and package.json. And so I want to be able to use this Express with it because, like I said, you almost always use Express with Node. It just makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to put this in here, and so this npm will install Express for me, and this --save, make sure that it gets saved to that package.json file. So when I hit here, it's going to go through the process of installing that. It's a pretty quick process. And then if I go back to my brackets and I look in now I have this, it created this line in there. So I have these dependencies in there, which is pretty awesome. And actually down the road, like when you start working with, if somebody shares one with you, you can actually just do npm install as long as you're in the same directory where this file exists, and it will install all the dependencies that are listed in here, which is pretty cool. All right, so next thing, we have that in there. So this file should be done for you. Like I said, I'll share this code with you, and you might want to do the same thing. Leave this empty, and you'll see how it will fill that in for you. So one thing you'll notice is if you go into your hello world, after we ran the Express, it created this Node modules, and there's all these files in here related to Node Express, um, the Express module, I should say. And so that's good. You want to leave that there. That works together with your application. So anyway, I'll share this code as well. And let me just show you what's going on. We're creating an express variable, and then we are saying that we're creating an HTTP, which basically this is saying, hey, I want to create a node server, and I'm using the express variable. I'm not going to go into the background with this, but this just makes it, otherwise there would be more lines of code if you weren't using express here. And then this right here is saying, hey, we want to, where do we want to be the home page? It's going to be in the current directory, right? And then we're going to, so we said in here that it's going to be server.js, right? And then what do we want to send, right? So we're getting the home page, and then we're going to send this to it, and we have a header tag here, and we're just saying hello world, right? So that's what's going to happen when we run our server, and this gets the server started. It says we connect it to our HTTP object that we created up here, and we're saying, hey, on port 30, be listening. If anyone goes to that, we're going to feed them up this stuff here, this whatever is right here. And so that's basically what's going on. And this prints this out to the console. You'll see in a second. And so it's very simple, but this could be your first Node server up and running. So to do it, we're going to we're just, all you have to do is say node server.js. So we're saying, hey, we want to use that server.js page. And so whatever the page is, that's the home page, whatever one we put right here. Okay. And so you hit enter, and now that was on the console listening on 3000. And so if we go to, for most of you, it should be this 127.0.0.1:3000. And there you go. That's your Node server. So this is your basic hello world in Node. And to get out of your app, you hit Control C on your keyboard, and that will close it up. So now if I want to hit refresh here, I get the server is no longer running.